All right, he wanted to hit reset on the presidency. Now, if only he will stay away from Twitter, stick to this script exactly, it might not be that bad of 4 years. Donald Trump getting great marks last night for his speech. In fact, in a lot of cases, CNN, Fox polls, as we talk to Mike Eppel now, saying, Mike, that he had about a 75–80% approval rating for his speech last night and what it contained. But honestly, I didn't see a lot of what it contained for the business world, but they still seem satisfied this morning.
A lot of it has to do with the tone of the speech itself. Very presidential, very optimistic, a positive tone as opposed to attacking the media and going negative about the state of affairs in the U.S. It was talking about, the U.S. president was talking about, spending $1 trillion on infrastructure, lowering taxes, working on the immigration file. That was the #1 search term on Facebook and Twitter last night regarding the speech. And, global affairs actually sounded positive on NATO and such. It was the positivity, not so much the details, because one of the headlines that I did read this morning was the speech could be titled "Make America Wait Again," because it's about the timing. When does the U.S. government get to repealing and replacing Obamacare? How is that going to happen? When do they cut taxes? How is the deficit going to be dealt with? It's $20 trillion and still climbing on debt. So there are still some issues, obviously, but the market's taking this as a positive signal. The U.S. economy is growing, and that is, the bottom line to all of this, Kevin. As we've seen stock prices go up, since the U.S. election, the Dow and S&P and all of the U.S. stock benchmarks have hit records. Took a little pause yesterday, but right now I've got the Dow futures up by almost 100 points, and international markets are up even more on a percentage basis. So a good-looking morning coming up. We could see some price relief on the hydro bill. The Toronto Star reporting this morning that consumers and small business in general, could be looking at a rate reduction as the Wynne government looks to reduce rates by maybe up to 25%, of course, including the already cut to the HST, provincial portion of the HST coming up. But that could be an economic benefit and certainly a political maneuver by the Wynne government. If that happens, according to the Star, it could happen, be announced as early as later this week. This is RSP contribution deadline day. Got to get your money in to have that tax break on your 2016 tax filing. It used to be more of a thing, much more promotion about the RSP deadline, but financial analysts say, look, you got to space that out month to month or bi-weekly to smooth out your investments. And tax-free savings accounts certainly have become an alternative to the RSP, depending on what your tax bracket and what you're saving for. Canada Goose just announcing the details of their initial public stock offering, said to raise up to around $250 million to help pay down some debt. Canada Goose going public on both the New York and Toronto stock markets, and they'll be priced somewhere between $14 to $16 per share. And the Bank of Canada sets interest rate policy this morning. They're going to sound a little bit more optimistic, expected to be in the policy statement that could help the Canadian dollar, depending on what the Bank of Canada says today. The dollar opening just above 75 cents U.S. The U.S. dollar has gone up quite dramatically here in the past day, again on this optimistic tone regarding the state of the U.S. economy. Kevin, back to you.